All right, guys, we just had our 1-year anniversary event. Super cool, celebrating 1 year of us being in a new shop. We got a little twist for you. We're doing our top baits of July with all our sponsor dudes. We're gonna get you guys the juice. So let's go inside and see what they're looking at. As we kind of get in the shop here, I'll give you a breakdown for what's going on tomorrow. You guys can get in on the fun. We're doing 50 swag bags for the first 50 customers. Some rules apply though. You guys got to make sure to spend over 50 with the 25% off the whole store, and one per family. You know, we're trying to spread the love, get everyone some bags. Make sure you guys check that out. 25% off the whole store. So good time to get stocked up. And for the first guy, I see my boy Mark over here. We're gonna go snatch him up and see what he's throwing for July.
What's up, everybody? It's the Fishing Magician 2.0, and today I'm gonna give you my top 3 picks for July baits. So first, we're starting with something that I really don't see thrown that often, and is the Lucky Craft Pointer. This is a 500 DD, tiny profile. You could throw this in all the little ditches, all the little ponds, even the little pockets in the lakes. Throw this in the spillway, twitch it a couple times and hold on. It's gonna get absolutely destroyed. This is probably #1 for me. It's really underrated, and it comes in a variety of different colors. All right, for #2, we're going with soft plastic here. These are the little Euro tackle. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but put these on a jig head. These are gonna work for your trout, your bass. Throw it out there, drag it on the bottom. Throw it under a bobber. That one's underrated. Throw it under a bobber, let it drift out in the current. Absolutely get destroyed. These outfished live worms the other day. I'm not making it up. So come on down here and get them. Last one. This is tried and true throughout the years everywhere, but it's gotta be a Senko. Specifically, the Big Bite Baits Trick Stick. Green pumpkin is a good color. I like to use it, but sometimes don't be afraid to throw something like a little turquoise, something like that, a little bit of June bug. You never know. Throw it in the shade pockets, throw it in the calm water, let it sink. 90% of the time, it's gonna get hit on the way down. So that's my top 3 baits for July. Hope you guys come down here to Copperstate and get yourself some.
Hey guys, TaiAu. I'm here with Copperstate, picking out 3 of my favorite baits this time of year. So right now we got the fish moving out to main lake points, structure such as humps. I'm gonna drag a jig, okay? This is the old school 5-inch hula grub, okay? Throw this on either a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce football head. All I'm doing is dragging, counting rocks. The second is this guy right here. This is a bait that I actually have rigged up. I have a tournament tonight. Love this guy because I can fish it deep, and what I do is I actually rig it with a slightly lighter weight, and what I'm doing is hopping it up. This tail moves a lot of water, and that's what you're gonna need to fish at nighttime to get these fish to locate your bait and get them to bite. They haven't seen this much in Arizona, so don't sleep on this bait. And the last thing, gotta say, for you guys that maybe have saw my video about that 13-pounder, also we had 29 pounds just a few weeks ago. We caught some of our fish on a 6-inch watermelon red Yamamoto Senko, but the key thing this time of year, because the fish are moving out a little deeper, I Neko rig it with a 3/32 ounce weight. You get these here at Copperstate Tackle, and the 1 odd decoy worm 20 hook. This is how I rig it. Throw it out there on a spinning rod. You want to fish it anywhere from 10 all the way up to close to 30, depending on what part of the lake that you're fishing. But those are my top 3 with Yamamoto baits.
Hey guys, Scooter Griffith here out of Copperstate, the grand opening of the grand opening. We're out here talking about the 10 best baits, or not 10, but the best baits for the month of July. Another one of my favorite ones is a weedless Ned rig. This is a Magnum one. I usually throw like a 1/4 ounce. This one's 9/16, but what I've been doing is I've been taking a Yamamoto Senko, and I've been cutting just a little bit of it off, and I'm throwing it out there with just it weedless. And it's such a perfect bait because it's a perfect, like a smaller version of a craw. And man, they are just chewing it. I've been catching them with clients for the last, gosh, almost 3 weeks. And I think I have 3 of them on my deck right now because sometimes we have 3 people on the boat, and I have all 3 rods set up with it. I mean, the drop shot's great, and this is just another version of something that's different than what everyone else throws. So it's been pretty good. Like again, this is a Magnum Ned head that's weedless, but you can get them in a 1/4 ounce, and I think the 1/4 ounce is the best one. It darts down to the bottom, stays down there, and then you just drag it along, just like a jig, but you just drag along the bottom, and sometimes you'll hop it when it rips out of that grass. They just come whop it. So it's a ton of fun, and it's an easy bait to fish. So again, a Ned rig with a Yamamoto Senko for the month of July. Some of my summertime baits that I love to fish, one of them is definitely the Flutter spoon, especially now that we have all these gizzard shad that's coming into the lake. You know, back in the day when I started fishing when I was young, there wasn't a lot of gizzard shad, but now there's a ton of gizzard shad in all of our Salt River lakes, and then also over at Lake Pleasant because it comes from the Colorado River. But man, it's so much fun to throw a Flutter spoon, get that thing way down there, rip it up off the bottom, let it fall back down, rip it up off the bottom again, and it is a bait that just absolutely catches them. You know, a lot of times you hook fish, just you foul hook them because they're chasing it. They ended up getting snagged. You have to fight them really good at the side of the boat. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. You know, Roosevelt's doing really good at it. Canyon's doing really good at it. We still catch them at Saguaro on it, so it's a lot of fun. Flutter spoon. All right, guys, I got one more bait for you for Arizona fishing in July. It's one of my favorites. It's the Neko Rama. It's by Big Bait Bites. I throw this. I put a nail weight in it, and then I just have a wacky rig hook. I mean, this is a simple technique on way to fish. I tend to put a little bit heavier, weight, net or Neko weight in it, the nail weight. I tend to put a little bit heavier one because I want to get down there faster. I hop it out of the grass. Again, I mean, I fish a lot at Saguaro and Canyon and Roosevelt, so I'm fishing a lot more grass than any other place. And when I rip that thing out of the grass, just kind of drag it and sit it above it and just shake it, they'll come and grab it. I mean, this is definitely a big fish bite or big fish bait. It gets big fish bites. Nothing else you could say. It's a simple technique, which makes my life a lot easier. And all I do is just drag it on the bottom, make long casts with it, usually on a spinning rod, 10-pound test, maybe 8-pound test, but mostly 10-pound test, and just drag it on the bottom. Gets lots of bites. So there's another good bait for the month of July.
All right, guys, let's go through where the party's happening. We got a little cornhole event today. It was no entry fee. What's up, Dex? Today was no entry fee. The winner is getting a $250 gift card and the new little turtle box. If you guys want to hop in on it tomorrow, though, $20 entry fee, winner takes it all. So still having the sale. We've got the food going on. You can win some cash playing some cornhole. I know my game's about to be up. We're about to go whoop up on some fools. No, freaking get that turtle box.
What's going on, guys? It's Drew from Copperstate Marine Tackle. Today I want to talk to you about 3 baits that I'm using right now to go out to the lakes and catch some fish. So right over here we got the Berkley 10-inch worm, green pumpkin, motor oil, and morning dawn. Great applications. Throw a free rig, Texas rig, fish is slow on the bottom, getting a lot of those big bites in that like 20 to like 35 foot range. And then we go over here, pretty close to the other side of the store, but one of the local companies here. We got over here Fat Pack Baits. Right here we have the all new Beastie Bug from Fat Pack Baits. We got, most of you are familiar with the Beastie Bug Junior. This is the 3.8-inch version of it though. This is a Gary's favorite color. Most of you know Gary Senft over here in Arizona, but a wicked color right there. Same thing, free rig, Texas rig. Even throw this on a shaky head and you're gonna be able to catch a lot of fish. Roosevelt, Apache, Bartlett, all the go-tos. And then for more of a moving bait, there's that trace. There it is. We got the trace right here. I've been throwing it around urban. I've been throwing it at the lakes. The fast sink has been doing really good. Not too much when it comes to the top water, but the bone color, also the sexy shad, any sort of natural looking colors, that is what is working for me right now. Definitely getting big bites, but it's also gonna pull you, those like 1 to 3 pounders as well. So catching a lot of fish on these 3 baits. Come on down to Copperstate Marine Tackle, check them out, and go catch yourselves a few pigs.
All right, guys, check it out. This is my top baits for July. In July, you got a lot of schools starting to spread out. They're not super fresh anymore. They've been beat on. And there's a couple things I love to throw on these fish, whether I'm forward-facing or I'm just fishing an area. And there's a couple little sneaky things in here. One is the 6th Sense Flush. and they got an awesome new color called the Wakasagi. It's like the Bio Wakasagi Japan color. That's one of my all-time favorite colors, but I'm doing something different with this than I normally would anywhere else. I'm gonna throw it on a Carolina rig. Carolina rig that flush, you're gonna get a lot of bites on those fish that are still feeding on gizzard shad, some big bait. And then forward facing, guys, it's hard to beat. You know, everybody's strolling with a minnow, with a straight-tailed minnow, but the 3-inch whale right there from 6 cents on a jig head, specifically the tungsten 3/16 jig head from 6 cents. Guys, I'm telling you, you will catch fish that all their guys are shaking a minnow at. Because it's summertime, they want a little bit more action, they're a little bit more active. That 3-inch whale is deadly on a lot of four-face fish. I know tournaments have been won on this bait in Texas. A couple guys that I know have done really, really well on this. I've implemented it out here. It's done really well for me. It's definitely something that I'm keeping on the deck to show them something a little bit different than just a straight-tail minnow. Last but not least, something very different. You got to have a dice style bait, guys. This is catching heat everywhere. This is the new Strike King Tumbleweed. We just got these in. Lots of awesome colors. We got a floating version and a salt version, so sinking and floating. You can do a lot of different things with these, but my favorite way to do this is with a drop shot, and I'm pinpointing fish that are pressured with that little dice style bait. They just come up and suck it in, and we smoked them at Bartlett. I just had a guide trip yesterday on it, and we caught 40 or 50 fish on the dice style baits, and it was really good. You guys got to come check them out. Get them at Copperstate. Let's go.
Guys, I got my top 3 baits for you for July. We're starting off with the old deep crank right here. This is the Crush series. You got the 400 and the 500 DD. The 400 is going to be that 15 to 20. And then that 500 is gonna be that 20 to that 24, 25 foot. I like the Crushes over the Clouds right now. They're a little more subtle with the action. The bill and the overall shape of them doesn't have an aggressive roll. So, you know, these fish been getting beat up on offshore. Hit them with the Crush, just a little more subtle for them. That's my main one, starting the day off with that. My second one I got right here is a big spoon. If you haven't thrown a big spoon, it is my favorite bite ever, besides a frog, But the big spoon, the Nichols, makes 2 good ones. This is the Ben Parker one. So this one I like, it's got a little faster fall to it, a little more kind of darting action. So if they're sitting a little deeper and they're firing off really good, you know, I like throwing that guy. The Big Larry though, my boy Zaldane designed this one, it's got more of a cup to it. So with that more cupping to it, it's gonna catch more water, causing a slower fall. So if I'm pitching this on like super deep bluff walls or going on, you know, on top of the hump more than off the ledge of it, I'll go with the Big Larry. I gotta bust out the free rig. 6 cents actually just dropped 2 new baits that have been juice on the free rig. The first one I've been throwing right here is the Bodega. 6.5 inch, just a big creature bait. I mean, this thing's super cool. All those ribs on there, you know, it's displacing a lot of water. 1/2 ounce free rig weight. I'll notice too on scope, you know, I'm fishing it and they'll nose down to it and I'll just give it a quick couple hops. I've been pulling a lot of reaction bites with that. You know, once they kind of turn off that, or I'm not fishing around a bunch of big fish, or even if I'm fishing around a bunch of big fish, they're pressured, this new Ridge Lizard has been juice on the free rig. You know, summertime fishing, like to keep it simple, winding, throwing a spoon, and then dragging some plastics. But thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, that's a wrap on day 1 of our anniversary event. Super good time. Thanks to everyone that came out, all the sponsors, Missile, 6 Cents, G-Crack, everyone that helped out. If you guys are watching this right now, today on Sunday, we're still running the event. We still got swag bags for the first 50 people, 25% off the whole store, cornhole tournament. So make sure you guys get down here and check it out. Thanks.